Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 933, we're going to talk about Danitha, Benalia's Hope. Now, before we do that, I want to give a huge thank you to all the patrons. You make the quest possible. If you would like to become a patron, the link is down below. And a big thank you to our partner, Dragon Shield. This deck is in Dragon Shield white matte sleeves. Kind of seem fitting, mono white deck. You can find those at your friendly local game stores. So let's get into Danitha. So for 5 mana, we get a 4/4 First Strike Vigilance Lifelink. That's a stack of abilities right there. When Danitha ETBs, you may put an aura or equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to Danitha. Now, not bad. But yet again, this is another mono-white aura equipment Voltron style deck. Now, we don't have a whole lot of creatures in this deck, but we have a lot of removal. But there's a few things that we're going to need. And first of all is mana. Because we are in mono-white, there's not a whole lot of ramp, but this is what we've got. Of course, our Soul Ring, Marble Diamond, Star Compass, Mind Stone, and Commander Sphere. I know it kind of looks weird having the Commander Sphere in a monocolor deck, but in white, I sometimes do it because you get to sack and draw a card if you need to. Because those are the two areas white's lacking on, right? We also have the Weathered Wayfarer. Let's go ahead and stop that being auto. You search your library for a land, reveal it, put it in your hand. If somebody else controls more lands than you, well, you're mono white, that's probably going to happen. Let's face it, right? And Knight of the White Orchid, because white can't get ahead, they can only catch up. But those are also creatures that can hold equipment. Normally, once they come in, the White Orchid anyway, it comes in, it does its thing. It really doesn't have that much of a use. I mean, 2/2 first strike's not nothing, but anyway, our card draw, as it were, is SRAM, Senior Edificer. Of course, it fits the theme of the deck. Our equipment draws a card. Since our commander does do an ETB, the Flicker of Fate, not bad. Also, Flicker of Fate, I like because it dodges spot removal. Since we are probably going to be Voltroning up our commander, Flaming Fist, whenever your commander attacks against Double Strike, so that's pretty neat. Open the Armory is a equipment or aura tutor, idyllic tutor, of course, enchantment tutor. But then let's look at we have more creatures, but they don't really serve the purpose as creatures. So let's look at it. We have Halvar. These are our load-bearing creatures, I guess you could say. Creatures that you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. Okay. And it has the combat-free equip. We have a Sun Titan. It's a big body, vigilant, so it has blocking, and it can bring back your auras, equipment, the Commander Sphere, whatever. We have the Resto Angel to blink. Our commander's not an angel, so we can blink it. We have the Armored Sky Hunter to, find those elusive equipment. And then just a good old-fashioned Akroma, Angel of Wrath, because she already has the everything. So let's make her bigger and more everythings, right? I mean, if you just got to close a game quickly, because there are going to be times when your commander gets too expensive to cast, and you look at the Akroma in your hand, and you're like, wow, this is cheaper. A few, what I call insurance cards here. The ability to, at instant speed, make your creature indestructible. The lifelink's not nothing. The +1/+1 counter stays. I mean, so... and then just a good old-fashioned Holy Day, because there are times when people think they can Alpha Strike you, and most times they can. But the fog effects, like Holy Day and, Fog, are perfect for that because they will overcommit and not think about the crackback because they know they're going to kill you. And then you can kill them on the crackback. So now, auras. Don't have a lot of auras. There's 8 here. Well, 8 that we care about. There's more in the removal section. But Griffin Guide, because you know, why not make your Sun Titan fly or Danitha in +2? Armor Dissension is a beast. This is the reason why we only have 2 non-basic lands in the deck. The Rogue's Passage and the Castle Ardenvale, obviously. The Castle Ardenvale just makes bodies to hold equipment, you know, whatever. But that's why, because Armor Dissension is silly on a commander. We have the Ethereal Armor, which is, now this may not be the best deck in it for not as many enchantments, you know. We do have a few removal enchantments, but this may be a spot here. Speaking of spots, Stone Skin is funny, and that's why I put it in here. +0, +10. 10 to the toughness. It does nothing for the attack. I know this, but it's just a funny card, okay? It makes it where we can block dang near anything. Yeah, I like it. Sarah's Embrace. +2/+2, flying, vigilance, turn it into a Sarah, or a really, really big Sun Titan. Then, of course, we have the cycle of Umbras. The Hyena Umbra. Now, we all love Umbras because they have totem armor. That way, if that creature gets destroyed, instead, destroy this aura. Whoa. And with things like Sun Titan stuff, we can get those back. So we have the Hyena Umbra, the Elan Umbra, and the Mammoth Umbra. Those are the only 3 in white. Now, I know there is the white creature that gives them all totem armor, but I didn't have one at the time. Now, let's look at our equipment, which I'll be honest with you, may be a little much, but that's what we're doing. We're playing Danitha, we're going the distance. We're going to start off with Hammer of Nazan. It's free equips, right? I mean, and it makes the equipped creature indestructible. It's just silly. And we like free equips because we're playing with the Colossus Hammer, obviously. Locks it on Warhammer. I find myself needing this for a lot of stuff, especially for a lot of the new 1 stuff. Man. Golem Skin Gauntlet. Butcher Cleaver. Now, some of these are not, you know, premium. If you've got the Sword of X and Y's, run those jokers. They are excellent. I ran out of those a long time ago. Hero's Blade. Black Blade Reforged, kind of another Armor Dissension-esque type thing. Amorphous Axe. Warlord's Axe. Fire Shrieker with that double strike. The Bone Horde. Living Weapon's not bad, but creature cards in all graveyards. We're going to do something about trying to make that number huge here in a second. Heroes Heirloom, Kite Sail, Pretty Dark Steel Axe, Haunted Cloak, Trample Haste Vigilance. I think this card's underrated. Vanquisher's Axe, Great Sword, Grafted Warrior. Yeah, that's right, Grafted Warrior. And, the Great Sword of Tyr. You know, it gets a 1/1 counter on it. Tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. It's cheap equip cost. I mean, this is not bad for a common equipment. It's really, really not. We're going to try to... I have another... tripod here, so we're trying it because I was so disenfranchised is the right word with the last one. Okay, so we have our removal suite. Now, there is some enchantment removal to kind of help our cards that count enchantments, you know. The Soul Snare. It's, you know, a sword path that they see coming, but I kind of, in certain instances, I'm glad they see it coming because they will steer away because it exiles them. Yeah. Vow of Duty here again, another enchantment. Probably not putting it on our stuff, but it works. We have Martial Impetus, which is pretty much the same thing. And then we go to spot removal. Crib Swap is good. Generous Gift. Afterlife. Essentially the same card, right? It just, the size of the token varies. Of course, our Disenchant, Return to Dust, Demystify, Eternal Isolation. This is a card I tend to overlook a lot, and to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't. Target creature with power 4 or greater on the bottom of its owner's library. It doesn't exile it, it doesn't destroy it, so you can tuck all those indestructible big eyes. There's a lot more Dark Steels and Blight Steel Colossus going out since the Secret Lair. There was a very popular one with Transformers and whatnot, so a lot of people have those, especially around here in our local meta. So tucking is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, Twins of Wrath, of course, it's an enchant, an aura deck, so destroy creatures that are not enchanted. Hey, no problem. Sunlance. Here's a creature that we have that I feel like is not a creature. It is, yeah, we kind of want to keep alive, but all creatures have tabernacles. Sack this creature unless you pay 1 during the upkeep. So that. I realize that's not backbreaking in most scenarios, but amongst your token players, some of the rat decks, some of the elf decks, things like that, they can generate way more creatures, especially the whole twin caster deck. Whew, that's crazy. Fumigate. I mean, it's for big boars, big life swings, and then our last card is, of course, probably the perfect one, Divine Reckoning. Because that is, we're going to pick our one huge creature, and it's probably going to be better than whatever our opponents pick. And it has flashback. I keep forgetting this card has flashback. But that is it for Danitha 933. I do appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed and you are 12 minutes into this video, go ahead and subscribe. I am building every commander deck, and there's no shortage of content. So thank you so much. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.